Did you are you guys to the what to do with your dead body part yet?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of skipped over that because
Yeah.
I don't know, something I never really thought about. It's kind of
No, me either.
it's kind of tough.
What do I do?
It is, and I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of times people just, they want something grand.
Yeah.
And you know, like I'm dead. So I feel like just whatever estate I'm living in, I'll probably just get a nice headstone and, you know, have a burial in my backyard.
Yeah.
6 feet deep, you know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea. You know, simple, traditional, nothing crazy.
Well, I was thinking, well, when I died, they would take kind of smaller parts of my bodies, like my fingers, my toes, little bones, and just give it to the kids to play with. So it's like, hey, Uncle Kyle's always here.
Interesting. Although I might go a little bit further with the traditional burial, and instead of doing it in my backyard, I might do it under my house. So I'll get a bunch of gophers and I'll train them to dig a tunnel right under the center of my house, right under the radiator, because I'm still going to have one of those because, you know, I'm old school like that. And they're going to put me in a canvas bag, like a body bag, and just slump me under there. That way I don't deteriorate a whole lot. And so maybe one day my kids will dig it up and find me and they'll be like, it's Grandpa Jake!
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like the idea of going more traditional. Me personally, I've never really been a fan of just, you know, being buried. I've always wanted to be like cremated, you know? I feel like that's more environmentally friendly. But I mean, I can't think of any like creative ways to do it. I don't know. I mean, I'd like it just like spread, like had my ashes spread over something that's meaningful to me. Like definitely a bridge of some sort.
Going off of that, but in no way related, I was thinking, you know, like the Ohio River boat race. It's like hundreds, if not thousands, of boats speeding along the Ohio River. I was thinking doing something like a Viking funeral during that. You know, we launched like fire arrows, and you know my body's on like a little canoe, and then we just shoot like my family gets to shoot fire arrows.
You know, I've always been fascinated with the Finnish. Do they have mountains? I think they have mountains. If they have mountains, what I want to do is I want my body to be taken up to the top of the mountain, to the very top of the peak, right? And I want them to strap a bunch of fireworks to my body. And I want the priest, a Catholic priest, mind you, even though I'm Lutheran, very important detail. I want them to light the fireworks and then shot put me off of the peak of the mountain. And so as I'm falling, my body's being torn apart by these fireworks in a blaze of glory.
You guys remember the Super Bowl where like Lady Gaga kind of came down from the rafters? I'm thinking that, but I don't have wires.
You know, the UNA campus has a beautiful bridge. I can just like have somebody go and just spread it all over, you know, my like fellow like, you know, future classmates as like an alumni's blessing. That'd be pretty neat.
I was thinking it'd be really fun to recreate Marvel's zombies, but in real life. And I get to play Howard the Duck.
Or, you know, maybe to give a little fun for the kiddies at my funeral. Like, I could have a funeral, but like have my ashes placed in like an elephant. You know, the thing that like, you know, shoots like butterflies up and then you catch it with a net. Yeah, but instead you put my ashes in it, and it'll put the fun back in funeral and have all my great grandkids trying to catch great granddaddy's ashes, and whoever catches the most ashes gets my inheritance, which I will actually reduce 2 more ashes. So, you know, and then that can just kind of start like a family tradition to where you just like after each family member dies, you just mix all the ashes together, and then it's just more elephant.
Ooh, so same idea. We take the mountains, but instead I replicate the Greek myth of Prometheus. Okay, so we do same thing, same mountaintop, same Catholic priest, except this time you strap my body to a huge boulder side of a mountain, or whatever is accessible at the time, and you cut open my carcass. You kind of flay it out like the blood eagle. That way, just a bunch of birds, ravens, vultures, whatever, just come and pick at my flesh. And then it's all that left is bones at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the elephant one. I was thinking what would be even better is like Hungry Hungry Hippos, but for my testicles.
Or, maybe what I could do is that I can take my ashes and then I can, make sure that my wife, makes a little cake mix with it. And so that, if I die when my, kids are still kids, they can just be like, hey, I know you're sad, daddy, up and died. But, hey, here's your birthday cake. And they eat the birthday cake. And then later she tells them that, hey, I made this cake with your father. So now he'll always be with you.
So what I want to happen to my body is that basically we get to recreate Back to the Future, but instead of Marty almost sleeping with his mom, it's my corpse.
Ooh, you guys seen the episode of Rick and Morty? I forget what the episode's called, but it's like vat of acid, I think. And they're having this debate in the bottom of this vat of acid. There's like mafia members or something. And they take these fake bones and they throw them up to basically insinuate that they have died and, been acidified, if that's a word. What I want is for you guys to throw me into a pool of acid, let the bones, let the flesh disintegrate, so that all that's left is bones, and then take those bones and do the same thing. So at some point or other, get into a vat of acid that you're protected from, right? And have mafia members chasing you, and then use my bones as props.
Or, maybe, and I know that I've become a little predictable, like at the moment, but I'm gonna go a different route and take my ashes, and because I love animals so much, and my stepfather hates them and hunts them like a barbarian, I can have my mother put my ashes in his shotgun shells, mix it with the gunpowder, and so every time he shoots a poor little deer with a shotgun, the little bits of my ashes can give a final hug to the inside of those poor defenseless animals. And I feel like that's also eco-friendly with the ashes, and give the animals a little goodbye kiss after they before they kick the bucket.
I was thinking it'd be fun to recreate Edgar Allan Poe's Me and My Annabelle Lee, but I play Annabelle Lee, and everybody in the world gets to play Edgar Allan Poe. See, it's funny because he slept with the corpse of his cousin.
I think this would be cool. Is much in the same vein as Interstellar.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Good movie, yeah.
I want that movie to be remade when I die. I still want it to have Matthew McConaughey in it. Except this time, I want to be trapped in the body of... What's the robot? Tars? Lars?
Yeah, Tars.
Tars. I want you to construct Tars out of my body. So that way, I can be in space.
I think it'd be really cool to moon people after I die. You go to a graveyard and instead of a tombstone, it's just my bare ass.
Speaking of bucket, I can take my ashes and, don't tell Kyle, but this would be a pretty cool prank, considering that, his girlfriend's name is Ash. It'd be cool if, you take my ashes and then, one morning, swap her out with my ashes, and then he goes throughout the rest of his life. Don't tell Kyle, by the way. He goes out through the rest of his life with me, and then when he's on his deathbed, Ash comes up and replaces the ashes and be like, hey, it was Chris the whole time, and he's like, ah, dang.
I think it'd be really cool to put on a concert in memorial for me, but instead of a guitar, you're playing my naked corpse. But instead of a saxophone, you're playing my naked corpse. But instead of a piano, you're playing my naked corpse?
I got it. Okay, I don't get cremated. All right, you take my body, and I'm gonna take a little page out of Jake's book, and you take me to Japan, and then you put me in Mount Fuji, and you just throw my body there, and then when it finally, is not dormant and it erupts, my ashes will go over all of the Japanese people as I'm sorry as an American. For Hiroshima.
I think
that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
I actually might take that from you.
You cheeky little devil. I knew you'd do that.
Speaking of cheeks, I kind of want some cheese.
I said cheek, but yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah, cheese.
All right. Woo.
Cheese.